Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fighting with Friends. It's your boy, Brother Gaia, back again with another preview of One Fighter Fights 134. Before I get into the preview, guys, please don't forget like, share, and subscribe to our channel. As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different situation today. It's been a heavy day for me, so I haven't had the time to really go and put together very detailed notes and research on this fight card. So I'm going to kind of freeball it a little bit here and talk about some of the fights that I do know. So I'm not going to cover the entire card. Giving a disclaimer right now, I'm not going to cover the entire card, but I'm going to cover most of it, and then I'll give you some of my picks as well, and then I'll revisit the preview a little bit more when I do the live tomorrow for this fight card. Before the fight card starts, I'll go on a little bit earlier and talk about the fights a little bit more detail, and then give you my proper picks. But I'll still talk about my picks on this fight card as well. But yeah, let's get straight into it, guys. We're all talking about One Fighter Fights 134. Bringing it up on screen right now. We have Yodlekpet taking on Anar Mammadov in the main card, and then obviously, as you can see on screen in the prelims, featured prelim bout, we have Elias Abdalali taking on Alaverdi Ramazanov, the former bantamweight kickboxing champion. It was Muay Thai champion. Let me just double confirm that for myself. But anyway, I'll get to that one. Let's go top of the card. I just want to say thank you to all the people that have been tuning into our channel, that have been commenting and giving us some tips as well. Patrick, I'm talking about you in particular. Much appreciated to all the efforts and also the input that you're giving to us for our channel. I'll take all of that on board, and we're definitely gonna level up our content. So yeah, much love, much appreciation to all you guys for giving us the feedback. It really helps us grow our channel. But okay, Yodlekpet versus Mammadov main event. This is going to be a fun one. Can't wait for it. Yodlekpet needs to get back into the win streak, obviously. Let me give you some numbers on the athletes, and then we can go some X's and O's. Yodlekpet, 30 years old. The Korean One Championship is 8 wins, 6 losses, 0 no contest, 3 wins by KO. He's got 2 wins by TKO. And his last fight, he lost to Pompet by split decision. I thought he actually lost the fight unanimously, but okay, split decision is fair. And then in the Anar Mammadov, on the other hand, he's 29 years old. His record in One Championship is 1 win, 0 losses, 0 no contest. That 1 win came via TKO against Kamawat in the second round. Beautiful right hand finish. I was actually quite impressed with that performance. I thought Kamawat's a really tough opponent to take on, and especially as a debut fighter. And I thought Anar Mammadov did a fantastic job in that fight to manage the distance, utilize his best weapons, which are the volume and the reach and the boxing combinations, which are obviously we know is a bit different to the traditional Muay Thai striking. And it helped him get the win. I feel like he can do the same thing in this fight. Yodlekpet, as much as I like Yodlekpet, and I think he's a fantastic, powerful striker, he's on the shorter side of the flyweight division. Well, I would say, is he the shorter side, or is Mammadov actually of the taller guys? This is a 135-pound division, and Mammadov, I would say, is a natural 135er. Yodlekpet is just a short, stocky guy that has a lot of power in his shots, right? Good leg kicks. Doesn't really go that high that often, but attacks the legs and the body quite frequently to set up that boxing exchanges, which is what he loves to do. I don't know if he's going to be that successful. For Yodlekpet, he's going to have to obviously eliminate that distance like he normally does, which is kicking in the inside of the legs, hitting the body, and then putting a lot of pressure. The thing about Anar Mammadov is that he's very good at dealing with those kind of pressure because he has something what I like to call very elusive footwork. He moves fantastically left and right, and he strikes while he's generating that movement. And I feel like that's the kind of fight style that gives Yodlekpet a lot of problems, especially if we look at his last 2 fights against Pompet. Pompet displays that fight style of Anar Mammadov, which is high volume, and then lots of footwork. And then even when they get in close to strike with you, it's not like we're going to 1-2 and we're going to throw a right hand over and we're going to stay in that pocket. What Pompet did really well against him was that when he stayed in the line of fire, he was attacking different angles. He was picking up different angles, and it was beautiful to watch, and that made it difficult for Yodlekpet to counter him. And I feel like that's what we're going to get in this fight as well. We're going to see Anar Mammadov be able to utilize that distance and range as well as the footwork, which is the kind of stuff that Yodlekpet struggles against. Granted, it's 4-ounce gloves, it's Muay Thai. We can land a big overhand left or right and then put Anar Mammadov on his ass. I just don't see it happening. And it's mad to say because I've watched a lot of Yodlekpet, right? But because I watched so much of Yodlekpet, I also know what he struggles against, what kind of fight style beats him. And I think Anar Mammadov possesses that exact fight style to beat him. So I've got Anar Mammadov for the win. I think he wins the fight on 3 round decision, whether it's unanimous or split. He's going to get the decision anyway. Um, Maybe even get the finish, guys. The fact that he beat Kamawut, who is a younger version of Yodlekpet, and he KO'd him, that's impressive shit right there. So I won't be surprised if Mammadov gets the KO as well. But I'm gonna go with the decision wins. I feel like Yodlekpet's a little bit tougher to put away. He's a more experienced fighter. He's a little bit more defensively sound than Kamawut, and he's able to survive fights. And I think Anar Mammadov is gonna beat him on decision. Give me your thoughts in the comments, please, chat, while I keep it moving to the co-main event, which is also a banger, by the way. Let's go. Okay, I don't have my water with me today. Downed it already, but I'm speeding through this video right now because of my time, and it's a bit, like I said, it's a very crazy day for me today. So just bear with me. I'm going to give you the best information I can under the circumstances and the time frame. It's not going to be a 40-minute video. It's going to be a much shorter breakdown. So hopefully this just gives you guys a nice insight on what to expect tomorrow. All right, co-main event, anyone left taking on Wuti Cry. My pick of the fight of the night. This is going to be the banger for this event. Even though we have Ramazanov fight on the fight card against Elis Abdelali, which is a big fight as well. But I think like this one for me, he's gonna bring the heat. It's gonna be the one that's gonna attract a lot of the audiences to the stadium. Granted, it can be a bit of a boring fight if it goes the way of 31 Lek, because he can put on some stinkers, right? In terms of like just doing the safe stuff, not being in danger, staying safe, and then sometimes he loses fights like that. Let me give you some numbers before I break it down. This is bantamweight Muay Thai. I can't wait for this one. 31 Lek, 22 years old. I thought he was the older fighter, by the way. 22 years old. Record in one championship is 6 wins, 4 losses, 0 no contest. He beat Pacquiao by split decision in his last fight, which was a big win for him, by the way, because Pacquiao is similar age bracket, but also a devastating striker. And 31 Lek does what he does, styles on you, and he wins on decisions a lot. He has no KOs in one championship, which is mad, right? But he's a technician of the highest order. He does know how to tactically break a fighter down. Wuti Cry, on the other hand, he's 24 years old. I just want to quickly bring up some of his last fights. He's 24 years old. His record in one championship is 3 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contests. He's got 1 win by KO, 2 wins by TKO. He beat Mohammed Tawfiq by first round TKO in his last fight. And Tawfiq did fantastically well about a couple of weeks ago in his return to One Friday fights. So who do I think is going to win here? I low-key think Wuti Cry is going to style on him, guys. And I think he's the more devastating fighter. He's taller, right? Firstly, he's got the height advantage. Or they're both 5'8", but Wuti Cry fights a little bit longer, in my opinion, if we watch his styles. Or watch his fights, excuse me. Yeah, my phone ring there. He uses his range, in my opinion, a little bit better than 31 Lek, and which then hence why I say he's taller. It makes him fight or look or feel as the taller fighter between the two, because 31 Lek's got this sort of inward stance, doesn't really fight up here, and uses that range the way Wuti Cry does. Wuti Cry really knows how to manage his distance phenomenally, and he's got devastating blows. In fact, I think he's more powerful. He's the fuller fighter between the two of them as well. And that's why I think he can style on 31 Lek. Because if you watch Wuti Cry's performances, the guy, dude, to beat Mohammed Tawfiq, who is a stylish fighter, speaks a lot, in my opinion. To KO Moy, who is tough to put away from Myanmar, put him away. And then Chang Tong knocked him out as well. Beautiful performance. And that was also a 3-round finish, by the way. So he had to really work his way for that finish, which I think is super impressive, and which is why I'm picking him to win the fight, because 31 Lek isn't a one-punch KO kind of fighter. He doesn't end fights within the first round. He beats you up over the course of 3 rounds. And if Wuti Cry can go 3 rounds against a high-volume kind of striker in Chang Tong, that is impressive. And I feel like that's actually going to carry him through the victory here. 31 Lek, for me, isn't a high-volume striker. He's a kind of striker that chooses particular moments when to get in there, stay within his range, attack the legs, attack the head, and only in the later rounds he gets on his bike and starts to unload combinations. I personally feel like that's an uphill battle for him, that kind of fight style. is not going to help him in a fight against Wutikrai, who's also a high volume striker with a lot of power. A hell of a lot of power. Now, I can also see Dedwan Lake manage that distance where he'll hit and not get hit. But I don't think it's going to be something that'll work in this particular fight, because Wutikrai is the kind of guy that he fights like a very high pressure kind of fight. He'll stay in your face and he'll be here, even though he's taller, right? But he'll do that to hunt for the finish, right? To get aggressive. And if he doesn't get that, he has no qualms stepping back and letting that jab two go, letting the tip go, letting the jab high kick come over. He's beautiful at doing these things, and I like to see that happen in this fight. And that kind of weaponry will put Dedwan Lake on the back foot. It's going to force him to fight backwards, right? Which we know he doesn't do his best work going backwards. Interesting fight, beautiful co-main event. I think both these guys are becoming on a fast, more Wutikrai than Dedwan Lake. I think Wutikrai is on a fast track to becoming very much a fan favorite, whereas Dedwan Lake has been there and was on a streak, but then went on a couple of losses and then lost his opportunity to get that contract. I think a win over Wutikrai definitely get him back on track to get that contract. I don't think he'll get the contract right here, but he'll get him back on track for sure. Tough order, difficult opponent to have to get back into that winning streak. I've got Wutikrai for the win, boys. I'm going to keep it like that. I'm not going to change my opinion on that one. Tricky one to pick. That could potentially mess up a parlay if you want to put him on a parlay. I would say put that on a straight money line, one pick only. Don't put that on your parlay. But Wutikrai for sure, in my opinion, he's gonna get the dub. Let's go. All right, up next we have bantamweight Muay Thai, where we have Lenny Blasi taking on Elias Musayev, and this is going to be a fun fight. Interesting. I don't even see Musayev's age here, which is mad. One of the Mehdi fighters. You know that's high level. Oh, what's my PC doing this? Okay, you know that's high level fighters, right? You know what kind of fighters they produce out there. Venom. What were they called? I spoke to this art about this. Anyway, sorry about it. I'll remember it again. Lenny from Italy. Young cat, 21 years old. Record one championship is 1 win, 2 losses, 0 no contest, 1 win by KO. He lost to Farzan Sishak by unanimous decision in his last fight. Elias Musayev, his record one championship is 3 wins, 5 losses, 0 no contest, 3 wins by KO. He lost to Warapon by unanimous decision in his last fight. I still think he's very good. I still think that Elias Musayev is still a very good fighter because he lost to good names, right? Warapon he lost to Yod IQ, he lost to Ferrari, he lost to Kulabdam. He beat Super Bowl, by the way, who is really, really good. He lost to Yodput Pa and he beat Pandrit. So he's actually fought against really high-level names, right? And did fantastic against them. And only lost against some of the best guys. And that's why I think he's going to beat Lenny Blase, because I feel like he's fought against tougher opponents, higher caliber opponents, which obviously will grow you to make you a better fighter as you progress in your career. Whereas Lenny has not really competed against the top tier guys. Look, he's a tall bantamweight, right? But so is Elias. He's not as tall, but he's got the power, he's got the speed, he's got the range. I think he's gonna win this fight on the fact of having the volume. Lenny's last fight in one championship was in 2023. That for me is a problem. You know, obviously you could argue that he's fought outside of one championship over this last year as well. I'm not too sure for that. I didn't have enough time to do my extensive research like I normally do because I had a very tough day today in terms of errands and all over the fucking city. But I'm back now and I was able to do this one. So yeah, short synopsis on this fight. Elias Musayev for the win. Volume, right? Speed, weapons of choice, game plan comes from Team Mehdi Zatut. That you're surrounded by champions, Tayakaev, Nabil. You know what I mean? The list goes on. There's a lot of big names out there from that camp. That Mahmoudi, just brilliant fighters to be around to grow you. And if you think about Lenny, right? He lost to Farzan Sicek, he beat Non-Takit, and he lost to Sua Black, right? All in 2023. Not a very good 2023 in my opinion. And that indicates to me that the style is that he goes in there hard pace, but also gets hit quite a bit. So I've got Ilyas Musayev. I think defensively he's very good. I think offensively he's fantastic in terms of the volume. You know that those guys at the Minnesota are kickboxing, Muay Thai-esque kind of fighters, so they have good footwork. They know how to stay out of range, know how to get in close, they know how to manage the 3 rounds really well. Good game planning kind of gym. So I've got Musayev for the win there, guys. If you got a different opinion, hit me up in the comments, please, so we can put together a nice parlay. Let's go. All right, up next we have Yodlekpet taking on Jacob Thompson out from the UK, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Yes, from the UK. Some numbers on this one. Yodlekpet is 20 years old. His record in one championship is 2 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contests. He beat Shin Lone Chow by unanimous decision in his last fight. Jacob Thompson is 22 years old. His record in one championship is 0 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contest, and he lost to Apiwat by unanimous decision in his last fight. And he didn't do too bad. And Apiwat is good, but Apiwat used the experience in that fight, which got him through. Jacob Thompson, I remember at the end of the fight, I was like, you know what? Not bad. Not bad. I'm going to keep an eye on you. He didn't have that bad of a performance, right? He's taken on another fighter that's also relatively young like himself, but has more experience in one championship and has fought against some of the Myanmar guys and was successful against them. Who do I think is going to win here? I'm going to tip it towards Yodlekpet, flyweight Muay Thai. Even though I thought Jacob Thompson was doing really good against Apiwat, he had good volume, right? But he wasn't able to land successfully, right? Apiwat was on the back foot but counted him all the time. And I think Yodlekpet can do the same thing. I think Yodlekpet would be able to use that experience of taking on these Myanmar guys where he can unload a lot of combinations and strikes, right? Jacob Thompson needs to get in tight, he needs to stay in very tight, utilize that power and size advantage, right? He's fuller, he's heavier, he's got a little bit more power, so he needs to let that land. So that for me, he needs to get aggressive, he needs to close the distance, cut off angles, let the jab flow, let the body three come up, let that work, let the body, that's a 3-1. Yeah, let the body shot and then a headshot come up there. Don't head out too much. Attack the legs to stop the movement of Yodlekpet. I tell you now, Yodlekpet is going to be comfortable on the back foot. He's going to be prepared to stay there, so you can make that space uncomfortable for him. Make him know that he can't stay in that position where he's on the back foot, and make it like you need to either fight me back or I'm going to eat you up every single time. I'm going to let that elbows land. I'm going to let the right hand land. And I'm going to force the pressure on you every single time. Because I think Yodlekpet is the shorter fighter, if I'm not mistaken. 5'10" to 5'8". No, he's the taller fighter. Interesting. So yeah, I got Yodlekpet for the win purely because I feel like the cerebral kind of fighting that he has, right? It's I can get in range and I can piece you up here and I can get out and I have no problem doing that the whole time. And even on the back foot, if you chase Yodlekpet down, he's got sharp counters. But the way to stop him is to get on him tight, stay there, and just make it a grueling exercise for him. Body shots, lots of body shots, lots of counter elbows, lots of clinching. If Jacob Smith can stay there, he can win there. But he's not really a in fighter. He's more of an outside high volume kind of fighter. And I don't think that's a favorable matchup for him. So I've got Yodlekpet for the win here, boys. Give me your thoughts in the chat while I keep it moving. And I'm speeding through them right now because I am crunched for time. But just bear with me. Okay, up next we have Elise Abdalali taking on Alaverdi Ramazanov, coming up from bantamweight, the former bantamweight champion. Let me just make sure that was Muay Thai kickboxing, babyface, killer bantamweight kickboxing champion. Yeah, there we go. Moving up to Muay Thai in a bigger weight class. This is fantastic. Who do I think is going to win here? Whew, tough one to choose. This is also a bang of a fight. Abdalali is 22 years old. His record in one championship is 1 win, 0 losses, 0 no contest. He beat PTT by split decision. I thought he won unanimously, in my opinion. Alaverdi Ramazanov is 30 years old. His record in one championship is 8 wins, 6 losses, 0 no contest. 4 wins by KO, 1 win by TKO, and he beat Pet Kwao Kradong by first round KO in his last fight. And Pet looked fantastic last week, by the way. Who do you think is going to win here? Ooh, hard to say. I want to go with Ramazanov. I feel like he's the more experienced athlete. He's the former champion. He's got a fantastic fight style, lots of volume, lots of kicks and elbows and spinning attacks. But he has looked a little bit different of late, right? Let's be honest. Even the fight against Pet Kradong, even though he won that fight by KO, before the KO, he was getting pieced up. He was getting backed up a lot from the young man, and he was and Pet Kradong was laying on him a lot, which forced Ramazan to fight back, and then he got the KO. And if you think about Ali Abdalali, he beat PTT in a very good fashion. High volume, lots of footwork, clean striking, consistently landing and getting out of range as well. And I feel like that's a puzzle for Ramazanov. I feel like that could be a very big problem for him. I tip Ramazanov to be the favor, but he's not my pick. I'm going to go with Abdalali because I felt Abdalali's performance against a very tough PTT was highly impressive. Granted, PTT is not going to fight like Ramazanov, which is going to be a little bit more selective with their shots, a little bit better with the volume, and better at defense. PTT has bad defense. Ramazanov has got a little bit better defense, but he can get dropped. He has been tagged in his last couple of fights. He has shown me that he's slowed down since losing the title a couple of years ago. So I've got Abdalali. I think the confidence is there. I think the swagger is there. I think he believes in himself. PTT was a big name and he took him out. And I feel like that's going to be carrying over into this fight. He's going to realize, okay, another champion, give him to me. I'm going to take him out. So I've got Abdalali for the win. I don't think he will get the KO, but I do think that he will be able to last the 3 rounds in a good fashion over Ramazanov. But Ramazanov is the favorite there, in my opinion. Flyweight Muay Thai, big fight. Let's go. Next one. Okay, up next we have Isla Erika Bombogawa. Yeah, there we go. Bombogawa taking on Plo Champu. I don't know anything about the young lady. This is her debut, but I will talk about Isla Erika for the meantime. She's 25 years old. Her record in championship is 3 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest. Oh, I gotta leave. 1 win by KO. She beat Niria Rubia by first round KO in her last fight. I think she's gonna win. I think she's a fantastic fighter out of the Philippines. This is atomweight Muay Thai. I think she's really good at what she does. Fantastic footwork, fantastic striking, brutal elbows when she goes forward. Good tips on the outside as well. And she's got that killer instinct in a fight style. She's very not ditzy, but she's like playful and summery and flowery. A person that's very young and like joyful for life. I'm this little petite young girl, but then when she fights, she's like, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. And I like that about her. She's got that switch where she can go in there and take no prisoners. And I feel like she's gonna do the same thing in this fight over here. So I got Erika for the win, either TKO or dominant unanimous decision win for her over 3 rounds. Give me your thoughts, chat. Let's go. All right, this is also a big fight as well. Probably going to be arguably also a fight of the night along with 31 Lex fight against Wutikrai. But this is also a really big one in my opinion. Tajir Kalilov, because he's a ranked opponent. Tajir Kalilov is taking on Shimon Yoshinari from Iwa Sports. He is the cousin of the current atomweight champion in Naraka Yoshinari. So Tajir Kalilov, 32 years old, record in 1 championship is 4 wins, 5 losses, 0 no contest, 1 win by KO, 1 win by TKO. He beat Liao Shishu by unanimous decision in his last fight. He needed that win, by the way. Bit of a layup, if you ask me, but he needed that win. Shimon Yoshinari, on the other hand, is 21 years old. His record in 1 championship is flawless. 3 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest, 2 wins by KO. He beat Petong Loa by second round TKO in his last fight. Who I think is going to win here? It's a big step up in opponent for Shimon Yoshinari, but I think the range, the height, the elusiveness, the weapons of choice that he has, which is the carve and the body, before going to the head, is going to be a problem for Tajik Kalilov. Kalilov, I think he's a good fighter, but I also feel like I've seen enough to know that he doesn't have the stuff to become champion. He will always be just outside the top 5 every single time. There's moments where he has a fantastic first round, but that's all he has is the first round. And then once he gets past that round, once he gets high-level strikers, they're able to beat him up because he becomes a little bit telegraphed. He becomes a little bit predictable in how he strikes, which is that darts. He wants to box first. He's not a kick-heavy kind of striker, even though he does kick. But his boxing is his primary weapons. And I think Shimon Yoshinari overall is the superior fighter. I think he's going to get the win here. We can see maybe a decision win, but I think he's going to get the KO, second or third round finish for Shimon Yoshinari. Give me your thoughts in the comments, please, chat. That is my final breakdown for the fight card because all the other fights are debut fighters, so I haven't seen them fight before. I don't know anything about them, but as you know, they produce good fights on the night. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that fight card. It's gonna be a good one, chat. Give me your thoughts on the fight card in the comments. Give me your picks. I will drop the parlay picks in the comment section for you guys to grab, and I also will drop it again when we do the live on Friday for this fight card. But that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Your boy is out from myself and the Fighting with Friends team. You have yourself a fantastic day, morning, evening, wherever you're tuning in from. And then you can catch us live for the One Friday Fights 134 Friday at 2:30 South African time. For myself, have a very good time, and I will catch you on the next one, guys. Cheers.